विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Hare Krishna everyone, welcome back. I can't wait to share the next shloka with all of you. That is shloka number 6, chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So what is Krishna telling Arjuna? Let's see. Bandhur atmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jitah anatmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatruvat. Wonderful shloka. So Krishna is saying, for him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his very mind will be the greatest enemy. So now we have to decide. Are we going to make our mind our best friend, or are we going to let it be our greatest enemy? In many different situations, being into counseling and personality development coaching and preaching and all that, when different people come and pour out their hearts and share their heartaches, their problems, their struggles, many times the conclusion is it's their own mind that is acting against them actually. But it takes a lot of introspection, lot of objectivity and churning for them to realize this. Because usually we think it's because of this person that I'm not happy, or it's because of the situation I'm not happy, or if it's because of this outcome I'm not happy. It's always something external that we are pointing to, but actually more often than not, our enemy is our own mind. And this is the same conclusion in canto number 11 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Avanti Brahmana, who was actually a very wealthy but miserly man, but due to various reasons, as time progresses, he loses all his wealth. And when he loses his wealth, everybody looks down upon him, insults him, and then he is abandoned. And then he is out on the streets. He's humiliated by all this, passers-by, especially the kids and all that, to the extent of even spitting on him and so many things that he is subjected to. But then this Avanti Brahmana has this awakening within him. After a lot of introspection and scriptural study and so many other things, then he comes to the conclusion that nobody is his enemy except for his own mind. So in our own lives also, this is very true. If we can simply conquer this fellow called mind, almost all of our problems are solved. Almost all. If our mind is under our control, then no matter what is happening externally, internally we can retain our tranquility, which is exactly what Krishna is going to share in 7th shloka, by the way. The characteristics of a person who has conquered his mind. So Krishna is clearly saying, there's conquered mind, unconquered mind. If it is conquered, it's the best of the friend. If it's unconquered, it's the greatest of the enemy. And our Shastras go to the extent of letting us know that actually mind is a neutral material element. It is not spiritual, it is matter. But this matter, the material element called mind, when it is subjected to the influence of the three gunas, sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna, when the mind is under the influence of sattva guna, the Shastras call the mind as two different things when it acts as a friend. Ekagrata, niruddha. Under the influence of sattva guna, the mind is ekagrata. You are able to concentrate and focus on meaningful things, not futile things. And if you are even in Shuddha Sattva, that is even beyond Sattva Guna, the divine element, then your mind is Niruddha, where it can even focus on spiritual aspects. So when it is in Sattva Guna and Shuddha Sattva Guna, that is Ekagrata and Niruddha, the mind can be called your friend. Now what about the other thing, enemy? That is under the influence of Tamoguna and Rajoguna. When the mind is under the influence of Tamoguna, it is called Muda. Foolish. Ignorance. Lot of ignorance is going on. It is thinking of that which it should not be thinking about and not thinking about that which it should be thinking about. Like Krishna, very first line, he told Arjuna in shloka number 11, chapter 2, line number 1, Ashocyanan Vashochastvam. That is what mind will do and beat us up nicely, mode of ignorance. And what is it that we are thinking which should not be thinking about? About the gross body, about the subtle body, which we are not. And what is it that we should be thinking about but we are not thinking about? About the soul which we are. So this is Muda, under the mode of ignorance. And there are two different names when the mind is under the mode of passion, that is Kshipta and Vikshipta. Kshipta is very agitated mind. It simply keeps running randomly. It is thinking about this, it's thinking about that, it's thinking about 3 years ago, it's thinking about 2 days later, it goes back to 30 years ago. So many things, random, complete agitation. And in Vikshipta, also the mind is agitated. But here in Vikshipta, Vishesha Rupena Kshipta, where the mind is specifically focusing on one particular thing repeatedly over and over and over again. But in these three cases, Muda, Kshipta, Vikshipta, under the influence of the Rajo and Tamo Guna, the mind is our enemy. Okay, so I hope that's clear. So now we may say, okay, what should I do now? Well, come to terms that there are certain things which is beyond your control. Because this mind is coming from lifetime after lifetime, okay? It's not just like you got it this lifetime. While the Stula Sharira, gross body, dies at the time of death, there is no death for the Sukshma Sharira up until the point you get completely liberated from the material world. So first come to terms with that. That means your mind is bringing in so many Purva Janma impressions. And there is the genetic factor, the hereditary factor, there is your upbringing factor. Then there's all this past karma that I just talked about. So it's come to terms with it. It's not going to be, just like that. But at the same time, it's not like you're completely powerless. Although all these things are there, still something that you can control is association and training. To come to Sattva Guna, you should associate with other Sattvic people. You should be in a Sattvic environment. You should be doing Sattvic things. You should have Sattvic interests. So association is really, really key in able to control the mind. You can't be associating with rogues and thieves and liars and all kinds of cheaters and then expect that my mind will be, controlled. No, you are associating with bad, wrong set of people. And training the mind can be trained. So my Guru's Guru, Param Guru, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, every morning beat your mind 100 times with a broomstick. And again, before going to bed, beat your mind 100 times with the shoes this time. Now that's training, beating, trying to control the mind. So we'll talk a little bit more about this mind control, which Krishna will also elaborate on as we go forward. So until then, please contemplate, absorb, and try to understand all these finer aspects of mind control. We'll come back in the next video and discuss more. Until then, take care. Hare Krishna.